So you're thinking of remodeling your bathroom. A couple years ago, my wife and I remodeled 2.5 bathrooms in our house. 2 full bathrooms with showers and tubs, and 1 half bath. And we saved a ton of money by doing it ourselves, probably $20,000 or $30,000. Although it wasn't easy, it took a lot of time. We made a lot of mistakes. We learned along the way. We're not experts. We have most tools, but we did have to borrow some tools like a tile saw from friends. And I did a spreadsheet of all the things we bought, where we bought it from, whether you're going to buy Lowe's or Home Depot, the cost of everything, where you can save money. We actually bought the toilet and the tile from a home auction that was nearby our house, so we saved money there. And just everything you need to know. I tried to record it, and I tried to record the mistakes I had made, so hopefully you can watch it and see those common mistakes you can run into, and hopefully you can do it right the first time yourself. But whether you're going to watch all these videos or just bits and pieces and just the parts that you need, hopefully you can learn from them and get what you need and do it right. So good luck. Well, here's bathroom number 2. It's upstairs, and it's a small bathroom that has a shower, toilet, and a sink. I'm going to start on this floor here. It's that same type of small tile. Hopefully it's stuck on the same way and it'll pry right up. I'm going to start by taking the door off to give me some more room though. Alright, well I have the door off, and now it's time to remove the toilet. First I'm going to turn off the water and drain it. And I looked, and the bolts are pretty rusted on, so I might have to cut one or both of these too, like I did downstairs, but hopefully they'll just come right off. One problem I ran into is when I'm turning the bolt to take the toilet off, you can see that that inner nut and bolt are turning together. So I found that if, instead of cutting it, because I need to save these bolts, and cutting it with the hacksaw is a pain, if you take a screwdriver and pry up as you turn, it'll put some tension on that bolt and hopefully keep it in place, and you can take the nut off. The only tile that's left is what's under the edging, under the sidewall tile, so I'm going to take a utility knife, score around that, and pull that out. But what really concerns me, and what I don't know what to do next, is what was underneath the tile. It's almost like it's not a thin set, it's like a plaster on top of a thin set or something. Well, I removed all of the border tile. They were just stuck on. I used a hammer and chisel. Tapped them off. Those were fine. One problem I did find though was by the shower. That drywall was all rotted and looked like it had gotten wet. So I'm going to cut this out and replace it when I do. See, it's all bad all the way back to the board here. So I'm going to cut that out, maybe put a new board in, put new drywall in there along the bottom. We're getting there. It's been about hour and a half maybe so far to get to this point. Well, I started dry fitting some of the large tiles, and this bathroom is actually a lot, it's a little bigger than the one downstairs, but it's a lot easier because it works out that 18-inch tiles fit just fine. So I'm only going to have to cut. These are 6 full-size tiles. I'm going to have to trim a little there around the toilet. I'm going to have to trim here where I made the marks around the door frame so that can slide under there. But really there's only a few 2-inch cuts on the side, and it should be done. So this one's going to go a lot quicker, I think. Okay, all the pieces are cut and dry fit. Once again, this room was not square, so one wall I had to taper the edge. It's about an 1/8 inch off one wall, and maybe goes to a 1/2 inch along the tub. It seems like every room in this house is not square, so but they're all cut, dry fit, and I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow to do the thin set, and we're going to use the 1/2 inch trowel, the larger trowel instead of the 1/4 inch. We're going to use the 1/2 inch to put down the thin set and set the tiles on that. And luckily we do have enough room for a 1/2 inch and still be below the door jamb. Well, I'm starting to put in the tile with the thin set, and one thing I have noticed with the 1/2 inch trowel is you need a lot more mortar putting down on. That was almost 1/4 of a bucket I used, so I filled this one up pretty high, and I'm going to work my way back to the door and then go to the back corner and work my way back out. Okay, I got all the tiles set. It was a bit harder than I thought because I should have given myself more room along the edges. You can see I had to use some shims, and I'm pretty tight in some corners. In other spots, you know, like there I was pretty tight, and I really didn't need to be that close against the wall because I'm going to be putting a tile edge piece along, which is quite thick. The next time I do it, I think I'll give myself a lot of room to play around with the joints because I really had to push some of those tiles close together to get the right gap. Also, I was using this piece of wood as kind of like a scaffolding so that I didn't have to stand on the tiles, but luckily, even with forcing it with all these wedges on the side, I got the joints to line up, but it was closer than I was hoping it would be. And that's because I didn't leave myself enough gap along the edge of the wall. Okay, so it's been 3 days since I put the tiles down. I removed the 1/4 inch spacers, and I walked on it, and it seems pretty solid. Nothing cracked, nothing moved, so I'm ready to do the grout. I mixed it like runny peanut butter, and I'm just going to work it in with the rubber trowel and then smooth it out and wash it off with the 3 sponges I have here. And you need 3 because you're constantly cleaning, washing them off, cleaning, washing them off. Okay, I'm ready to put the toilet back in. I put 2 coats of the waterproof liquid. I only have 1 wax ring, so hopefully it's going to be enough. I think so because this time the metal ring is a little bit higher than it was before. It's a little bit above the floor, so I'm hoping that this time 1 wax ring will work for this toilet. Well, I'm about to get started on the final phase of remodeling the bathrooms in the house. Now, the last thing we have to do is replace this blue tile shower. It's approximately the same size as the other shower. We should have enough tiles. They're 4-inch. We're going to do them a diamond pattern. So the first step we got to do is take everything out of here and rip this one out. Well, even before we can really get started, I found a bit of a problem, and that is with the other shower, there was an access panel where I could shut off the hot and water going to the tub. For this one, there is no access panel, so I have to go in the closet, and I'm going to do some small test holes, drill in, see if hopefully there's 2 valves just like the other one, and I'll have to cut out a square, make my own access panel, and shut off the water, otherwise it's just going to leak out. Well, I measured over. I think it's about 20 inches, although it's difficult to tell. And on the other side, it was a few inches up, so I'm just going to try right here. The video you just watched was just one part from a series of bathroom remodel videos we did. Click next to see the next video in the series, or you could check out my bathroom remodel playlist to see all the videos we did while remodeling the 3 bathrooms in our house. And if you found this video helpful, feel free to like the video and subscribe. Thanks.